Hey everybody, hope you're having a wonderful day. This is Robert with the Hustle Nation. Having a good, easy Sunday. Took some time off yesterday. I did go and measure up a roof before I went to church this morning. So I can't tell you that I took a whole day off, and we're about to do some estimates, get those sent to some customers. So, hey, what can I say? The hustle must go on. I got a goal to hit, and, I want to make that happen. So the goal is to have $30,000 a month coming in by April 1st next year. So got some hustle in the mug right here. It's doable, but I gotta get hopping to make that happen. Last night I go to the poker room here, play some cards, and there's a gentleman there. And don't get me wrong, man, I appreciate anybody that's gonna mention their name and try to get some business going, okay? And just like yesterday, I had some stuff on Facebook sold. I met the gentleman, he picked it up, and then you know what? The Holy Spirit talked to me and said, man, hand him your card. So I said, hey, if you know anybody that's looking for a roof, please give them my card, tell them to give me a call. He looked at me and smiled real big and said, there are no accidents in this lifetime. And I said, I would agree with you on that. He said, I just got the call from my homeowner's insurance. I got to get a new roof or they're going to drop me because the roof is too old. Hello? Might have never happened had I not said anything to the gentleman. So, it's these type of experiences that the squeaky wheel gets the grease, okay? Every question that you never ask, the answer is no. The question you never ask, the answer is no. You want to increase your sales by 30, 40, even maybe 50%? Just right away, go ahead and ask for the sale. What I mean by that is however you do it, your script, whatever, you give them the dog and pony show and everything, and at the end, you ask them in a manner that's good for you, you say, would you like to go ahead and do this? If it makes sense, let's go ahead and proceed forward. And I'll give you a tip. You get to the end of it and everything, ask them, say, hey, look, perfect setup. Would I be somebody you want to do business with? Well, yeah. Great. So let me ask you this. What's not perfect about this right now? They'll start telling you some things, if there are any things. Go ahead and make your list, knock them out, and get that deal done. Sign it, get the contract, whatever it takes, however you do it, credit card, whatever, okay? Here's the thing is that so many people will sit there, do their whole spiel and everything, and I've seen this take hours. They do this show. They rehearsed it, they're polished, and at the very end of it, they're like, so what did you think? Oh yeah, it looks real good. And if that person doesn't jump up and say, I gotta have it, sign me up, that salesperson's like, okay, I'll see you later. Goodbye. You would not believe how that happens. So just a tip. Back to this guy at the poker table. We get to talking. He finds out I work for a roofing company, and then he starts telling me some of his experience with the roofing company and everything. I get it. And I am part of that business, and so I listen. And then he starts to tell me that he's got a business that does a lot of embroidery, shirts, business cards, door hangers, all that kind of stuff. So then he's like, well, I just can't believe a business of that big and everything like that, they don't have shirts on everybody. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. He said, that crew that I saw working, they look like they just, been wearing the same shirt for 2 weeks. Okay, I understand. A lot of our crews are Mexican. That's an accepted way to do things in their culture. They're not real big on changing clothes like we are. They don't enjoy the abundance or opulence like we do, okay? And so I'm like, yeah, I understand that and everything. And then he keeps on about it. And so I finally said to him, I said, well, look, if you can come up with some numbers to show them how much their revenue is going to increase, I think that'd be a real good way for you to try to sell them. Oh, no, it ain't what that. I'm not talking about that and everything. You know, perception in this day and time that when people look this way and everything, I said, I understand, man. I do. And I agree with you. But I also know that you got to show the benefits, the value to somebody for you to be able to get them to buy. And if they do this amount of business each year without having those shirts, and then you want them to spend 20 grand on it, what's the return on that investment going to be? Well, it's just, something I was thinking about myself and everything like that. And I said, I get it. Okay. So finally, I think he got the picture, because I finally said, look, man, I'm not the person you need to talk with. If it's that important with you, I'll find somebody, but you're going to have that information for me to do this that I asked about. Well, you can't ever say that and everything. I said, exactly. That's my point. So then we get rocking along and everything. And we start talking about real estate, where he lives at, his house. He's like, I got a neighbor that's selling their house on the corner, got 100 foot of waterfront, and they're selling for $680,000. My house, I got $380,000 of waterfront and everything like that. I wonder what my property's worth. So yeah, he said most of the houses in my neighborhood are $700,000 and up. A lot of $1 million plus homes in there. And I was like, it blows me away, because Pensacola just doesn't have that many good paying jobs to be able to support that many high dollar homes. Well, and everything, I own a business, and then my neighbor owns a business. I said, dude, I get it, okay? But not everybody owns a business, okay? So again, where are we finding these people that have this money? Because there's just not a lot of six-figure paying jobs in Pensacola, and that's what you would definitely need to have to be able to afford a $800,000-$900,000 house, okay? If you got payments and car payments and all that kind of stuff. And so then he rocks on it, well, and this and that and everything. Again, I respect the hustle, okay? There's a place to do everything, and having discernment, that's the ability to size a situation up, pass judgment, look at somebody. You have a discernment about an individual. You have a discernment about a situation or something. You get the picture. And so I'm like, and I'm about to tell the guy, say, look, man, no more talking about business. I'm done, okay? So please don't say. And so he rocks on, and I finally just say, look, you're right. You're totally right. You win. What do you mean? I said, you're right. And the guy that was sitting beside me was looking at him like, you're an idiot. What are you doing? And I say all of this to reaffirm the lesson that it is much better to understand than to be understood. It's much better to listen to somebody instead of just hear somebody. And so I encourage you to ask yourself, am I trying to be understood? Because I did tell the guy, I said, look, man, I am sorry, but I am failing to communicate with you. I'm just saying, I don't know how we have that many people that can afford that life, because we just don't have that many jobs. And of course he went on and, and that's when I was like, I'm done. You're right. You win. You are right. That's all there is to it. You're right. Give it up, because you can't argue with a fence post. Within 2 minutes, he's like, oh yeah, I agree with you, Robert. Yeah, you're right. I see what you're saying and everything like that. And by that time, I'm just done. I'm done with the whole situation. I'm ready to move on. I'm get out of there. I came to have a good time, to relax, not worry about business. And here this guy is trying to sell me t-shirts. So there you go. Again, it's better to be understanding than it is to be understood. It's better to listen to people than to just hear them. It's with the Hustle Nation. If my email's in the description, if you're looking for Any questions, send me an email, try to answer them. If you want some one-on-one coaching, it's $100 an hour. I know, oh my God, that's a lot of money and everything, but if I'm gonna take my time out of my day and be totally into the conversation with no distractions, it's gonna cost you $100. And if I'm not worth $100, find somebody that is. Go and talk with, get them to be your coach, get them to be your mentor. 95% of the people that I know that are extremely successful, they have a coach, they have a mentor. And, you know, when you talk about $100 an hour for somebody that can give you a tip, I gave a guy a tip on, said, hey, you should go and try this for a living. And you know what? Off that $100 phone call he's made, close to $10,000. So you just never know where it's going to come from. But regardless, change your mindset. People's time is valuable. Make sure you get somebody that's valuable too. Have a great day.